welcome back to Rock Bottom.
Hello, welcome back to Cyclops.
So the thing that I was saying was that there are some assassin augments. There are two augments that will enhance your strength and stuff. One that does it at night, and one that does it when you are alone.
So basically, everything you don't want to do.
Everything you don't want to do, yeah. So
why are you assassin again?
now, well, see, the funny thing is that was actually a really good thing to do in the original version of Dragon's Dogma. It's not a good thing to do in Dark Arisen, because the buffs were too good, so they were changed for Dark Arisen. You know. Yeah, so they did balance changes with Dark Arisen as well. I like that.
They do that?
No, I know, right? But the original Dragon's Dogma was also included in Dark Arisen. It wasn't just an expansion; it was the whole game. So that's also not often you see that. I like that. That was, I mean,
I think they did that too with Guild Wars 2, the new expansion.
Yeah.
Like you get the base game if you buy the expansion.
Oh, that's awesome. That's how it should be. Really.
There's a lot of people complain though that people already have and didn't get anything, but it's still nice for new people.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And the thing is, Dark Arisen changed so many things for the better. That it was really nice. It's the same like with there's another game that did this that I really enjoyed when they did. It was with Dissidia Final Fantasy.
Oh yeah.
When Duodecim came out, the prequel, it contained the whole previous game reworked.
Wow.
The whole story mode was reworked. It was given this. It was in the original Dissidia. It was only these small like chessboard things. That was the story mode where you moved your characters around like chess pieces.
Yeah.
Where in Dissidia it was reworked to be this huge world that you traversed and battle enemies not out in the open, but like Final Fantasy style.
Yeah.
And it was actually Final Fantasy 1's world, because Dissidia takes place in Final Fantasy 1's world because it's a whole hypercrisis thing.
That's pretty cool.
And then you entered these gateways, they were called, where you entered the how the story mode was in the original Dragon's Dogma. No, not Dragon's Dogma. Dissidia. Oh, I was supposed to go here tonight, wasn't I? Sucks. There's actually a riftstone here. That's ominous.
Yeah, you should go in though.
Yeah.
That's pretty generous though.
I know, right? The thing was, you had to kind of start from scratch with your quest marks will vary based on time, location, and your target section. Also, no, not equipment. It changed some things, like some equipment was harder to get, and of course there were new characters, so there were new craftables and stuff, and just the whole progression was different this time around, so that you weren't just playing the same game over again. You were playing the same game but polished, really polished. And
so practically, I mean, you had to play it over again, but
it didn't matter because
it was compensated in that there was new things to do.
Exactly, and the new characters had their own separate story mode as well, because it's a prequel.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, and there are also new moves for the old characters, because there were, like, Bart's from Final Fantasy V. He was a mimic, and he got new moves based on new characters.
Huh.
So that was pretty cool, and there were new costumes and new everything, really.
Cool.
Yeah, it was Dissidia. I was like, perfect fan service game. So I spent so many hours on that, and you know what? I didn't even mind having to level 100 those guys again. Even
oh yeah, that's why there were levels.
Yeah, there were levels and progression based on the levels, and I didn't mind because the moves were new, and the progression was differently paced because they had changed some items and the whole layout of the world, and oh, the new things were so much more difficult as well. But I actually got up to, I picked it up again last year, because there was one particular thing that I had missed, not missed, but that I had never gotten to do, and that was the final playable character in Duodecim, which is the Feral Chaos. Yeah, that was a grueling battle that I had to do.
Is playable?
Feral Chaos is playable.
Huh.
Not the regular Chaos.
Okay. That's pretty cool though.
And I really like the storyline for the new characters. It was Laguna and Yuna.
Cool.
And Kane from Final Fantasy IV. You know, the Dragoon archetype. He was the one that Freya from Final Fantasy IX was based on.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And he actually has the line that my spear will pierce the heavens. That's awesome. I love that. That's so corny and awesome.
Yes.
But and also another thing, right? Kane, he was an aerial fighter, right? And Zidane was already like the designated aerial fighter, but they played totally different. That was one of my absolute favorite things about Dissidia as well. It was the specialized fighting for every character. Every character was different, and how they fought and what the specialties were, and no two characters felt alike. They had different mechanics in their attacks, and they had different ways of attacking. It was just awesome. Some of them were kind of mashy and sort of regular beat 'em up fighters, like Cloud, for instance. But he was very slow and hard hitting, and like if you had a more methodical and sort of like a wait and strike or a counter strike. Like I know Marcus, he played Cloud because
Cloud,
because he's a huge Cloud fanboy, and that's fine. I played Squall first, and I'm a huge Squall fanboy, and Zidane as well, and Tidus. I played all those. I played them all, babe. Because I'm a huge fan of all of them, and but I played Squall first, and he had this cool ass mechanic as well, where every strike that he made, he had these multiple strikes that he did. Cloud, he had these big sweeping strikes, and these huge like wall rush damages where you would fly, just
sheer power.
Yeah, just fly, and you would get extra wall rush damage because of it, and that was Cloud's whole thing, right? He had a few branching HP attacks. Squall didn't have any of that. Instead, he had these really long multi-hit combos and he had these big hitter HP attacks that were like anti-magic and cross map and stuff like that.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, and yeah,
Saga was trained to
anti-magic. He was trained to kill sorceresses.
Yeah.
His Fated Circle and Aerial Circle, they would block even magic HP attacks.
Ooh.
So that was pretty cool. But he had only those HP attacks. He had no branching ones. But his combos were like he used the recoil from the trigger on the gunblade to sort of propel him through the air and propel his strikes so that he could come. He could strike.
Cool.
He could strike from one angle. Then he would trigger it, and the recoil would send him back flying the other way around and attack from the other side, and just keep flying around like that, and just it was awesome.
It's a moment like these I kind of regret there's no face cam.
Yeah, because that was...
Holy shit, you're flying around right now.
Oh look at that. Oh look at that.
What is Ghost? Phantasms?
I read up on
Phanghostsms.
Phanghostsms. I read up on the ghost enemies as well. I don't remember, sadly, but
It's Ghost to Goo.
yeah. No, I really liked the Dissidia, but the Duodecim's story was a lot better because suddenly you have these new characters, right? Oh, that was where I started. You had Laguna and Yuna, Yuna's fighting style was also awesome because all her attacks were summons. Yeah, exactly. All her attacks were summons.
That's cool. It makes sense.
Makes sense, but they were really cool like that. And you had all the standard ones. You didn't have the extra ones like oh, the cup is long. You didn't have Yojimbo and Anima and Magus Sisters.
Like the big three.
You had Valifor and Ifrit and Shiva and Ixion and Bahamut. That's how she says the names, by the way. That's
okay. I was like, that's not how you usually.
No, that's the thing. You could name them in Final Fantasy X. So like with Tidus, that who was never mentioned by name in the game because you can name him yourself.
Oh yeah.
It's the same with the Aeons. No. Yuna, Laguna, Kane, Tifa. Tifa was there as well. From
that's one character I don't really know anything about.
Yeah, but she's
except she's everyone's.
Yeah, she's a brawler.
Waifu.
Yeah, she's a brawler, and she was actually really cool in the city as well. And then you had Vaan from Final Fantasy 12, and god damn.
Yeah, this is the point. I'm no longer familiar with the characters
but
the games.
See, the thing is, we almost should play Final Fantasy 12 just so we can show the world. We're not going to. Oh, Ghost Tags! Yeah, no. Next time on Rock Bottom, we'll show you the world. See ya.
See ya.